Hello, Fall Creek Valley staff. This is Lori Cheek, e-learning and information specialist for Fall Creek Valley, with another quick lesson on digital literacy. Today I'm going to talk about our ultimate goal for this 9 weeks, and it is virtually to have a digital assignment notebook for every child. So this is why we are taking many steps and many lessons on a calendar this 9 weeks. So the ultimate goal is when a child, a student, or a parent logs on as a student onto My Big Campus and they click on their calendar, essentially they'll have 7 different groups here every day. So for each one of their classes, so say this is my language arts class, I can click here on the 22nd because maybe I was absent. I'll find out that in Miss Cheek's class, the e-learning coaches facilitated a PLC, making a public page for parents. It'll have a description of what your lesson was for the day and any attachment that was used. So they can have everything at their fingertips. So if this was something that was used that day in class, it's all attached right there. And then they can go back and see, oh, well, what did I do in math? So they'll click on the one for math, and they would click on that, see what that teacher did. See, there's one by Tom Taylor. That's on my calendar because he posted it to it. And it tells me what to do. And there's also attachments here that I could click on. So essentially, by the end of this 9 weeks, we're taking baby steps, but every student's calendar will be filled out, and hopefully all 7 of their teachers will have put their lessons on for the day, and any attachments that they need to in order to make that child successful. So that is the ultimate goal. So taking that back, what we're going to do today is simply learn how to actually get on our calendar and create an attachment for our students. Now last week we did make a public calendar. So what I'm going to have you do is type in your public calendar. It should be your name in public calendar, like Miss Cheek. Miss Cheek's public calendar, and as you can see, it's right down here for groups. So if you all could type in your group in your public calendar, you won't normally have to do this, but I'm going to unlock a setting so that we can start putting things into your public calendar also for parents to view if they'd like to go into your individual public calendars. So like I said, put your name in public calendar. That's what we were supposed to save them as. And pull your group up. Some of you might have saved it under something else. If you did, that's okay, just type what you saved it as. Alright, so here I'm on my public calendar. Remember, we made it just have a home and calendar so it would be easy for parents, and it gave all of our information. So real quickly, to unlock their calendar, let's go to Admin Options and Edit. And we are just going to scroll down now here to last week we said anyone on the internet can view this group's content, and that allowed parents to view your opening page that had your information on it. Now what we want to do is click this here calendar if you have not done so already, so they will also be able to now view your calendar. That was not in the instructions last week because you hadn't learned yet, some of you, how to put things on your calendar. So this week we're going to unlock that so that anyone on the internet now can view your information on your main homepage and your calendar. And then scroll down and hit save. Alright, now once you've saved, you really don't have to go back to this group for your calendar or anything. We're going to have one spot where you can populate your calendar into, well, you'll probably do 7 different places in one spot. So let me tell you how easy this can be. But now that we have clicked that button, now people, anyone on the internet, can both see your home and your calendar. So we've now unlocked that feature since we're going to learn how to add things to your calendar. So if from now on, whenever you're on your main activity page, when you log on My Big Campus, You don't have to search for that group or any of your groups anymore. All you'll do is go down to your calendar daily and click on it. And this will open up your personal calendar, and you will want to change it to adding something to your group calendar. So we're going to go over that. Okay, so right now this is my calendar. I am going to, I can have everything I want on my calendar, like my schoolwork, personal events, and group events. That's what the different colors are. Okay, so if you assign schoolwork, it's going to show up in a certain color. Your personal events will be gray, and then group events will be green. So what we're going to do is on any given day, so say today is the 29th and I'm doing my lesson plans for today, I can either double click on the 29th or I can go to create a new event. And I'm going to change this from personal now to group. And now that our groups are populated, you may still have last year's groups on here, so I will give another little video tutorial on how to archive those groups so they don't show up. It's not deleting them, so you can keep any information you had on those groups, but you now just got, as of Monday at 4:02, I believe, your groups populated through Skyward. So for instance, my classes that I teach, I have e-learning student cadre. Period 1, 3, 5, and 6. Right now I have students enrolled in my class here in the Information Commons, is what we're calling the formal library. So when I'm going to create an event, I do go to group. I want to click all of my Skyward classes now that are in, plus my public calendar for my parents. So by clicking all these, whatever I type in here is going to show up on all these students' actual calendar when they log on. So I don't have to do this 6 or 7 times, I just do it one time. So for me, I would put for title maybe my content area, so that when the students open their own calendar, they know, oh, this is my math, this is my language arts, this is my science and social studies. So my class is called e-learning. So it's called the e-learning student cadre, but I'm going to keep it short. Okay, so just e-learning. And then for my date, I want to make sure that I do have it on the correct date, that the 29th, which is today, this is my lesson for the day. I can select a category. If there's not one there, I can create one. So if I wanted to say daily lesson plan and resources and hit create. Now there is a little glitch. Sometimes for some reason the drop down for the one I just made up is not showing up, but it will next time I log on. Then here for description, that's where I would put my detail of what we did in class today. So today we learned about in our e-learning class, let's see what we're going to learn about ripping CDs to a digital MP3 file, which is actually something I talked to Amy Piscotti about today, so that we could have a digital audio library. So that's what some of my e-learning cadre, they're going to learn how to rip a CD. So that's what they're learning today. I might even want to put things in, first students came in and did our bell ringer, and then you would have your bell ringer you can attach below. Next we watched a small video from Khan Academy on linear equations, and then we can link that, and so on. So you might want to put what your whole agenda was, and then everything that you used in the class, then we're going to use down here to link all of our resources. So if today we're going to learn about ripping CDs to digital MP3 file, I'm going to go to add a new photo or file. Now this means I'm going to be able to pull anything I might have saved on a flash drive, thumb drive, my H drive here at school. So I'll tap here to upload files. So for instance, right here I have something open about nouns and pronouns. So if that were something I was going to teach, that was a handout I have, I would click on it, open it, watch it upload. Also a cool feature here is what we have are called quick links, which I will make an extra video if anyone else wants to learn about that. Like a self-paced training on calendar. So I'm going to click that there. I know it's a link that my students can go to learn about their calendar. And I'm going to hit save. Now what this does is for all of my students, for instance, here is my first period e-learning class. This is what it looks like on their calendar when they click the day, and then they have e-learning, Miss Cheek. Today we learned about, and then whatever you're going to learn, and here's some attachments that they have. So if they click on those attachments, they'll come up here. So if I want to download this PDF, and I'm in Chrome, it's now downloading. And a note to self, if the kids are in Chrome, unless you set it otherwise, their files will be downloaded down below, and you'd have to click on it. In Internet Explorer, it just opens up in a new window. But I've set my settings so that it just comes up. So if this were a worksheet that I wanted kids to maybe put their answers in their workshop notebook, but this is something maybe we did together in class, then I could attach that. Alright. So also when they go back to that, on their calendar, when they'd click on it, if they needed that self-paced trainings calendar, if that was a resource too, they'd get to that through here, and that would even show a video for my students. And I'm going to invite you to watch this too. That's what it would look like for the kids. Alright, so that's what resources my kids maybe use that day for class. So like I said, when they would be in their calendar, now all of their teachers that posted something for the 29th, here are all the classes that it went into. Now they'll only see one of mine in their class, but they may see Sally Neerman's on theirs too, and they might see Slagle, and then the next one might be Mr. Quinn. Maybe the next one is Miss Morris, but they'll have all their teachers here, and they'll simply be able just to click and have all the resources at their fingertips with their description of what they did today and any attachments their teacher needed to attach. And if they wanted to make a comment or ask you something, they could also post it here on the calendar. And they could also attach some files, quick links, anything maybe they thought, hey, you know, this really helped me out when I was trying to do the 14.1 noun homework, Miss Cheek. You might want to share that with everyone else. You know, then they could post that for us. But that's my 14-minute and 21-second video on how to upload a file to your calendar.